Okay, good morning everybody. So now we are back again with another day in the legendary gold trading community. So now let's have an understanding to how are we going to analyze the US session and the Euro session for this coming Friday. So I begin with deleting all of my analysis and we're going to start fresh. So usually these days I've learned about gold one thing. Every Thursday to Friday, it will have erratical behavior movements, and then that is when if you least anticipate it, and it will eat you out right away. So as you guys can see, or if not, I want you to see what I see. First, we know that we are at the all-time high. So from a historical price perspective, if I look to the left, there's nothing that I can do with it, correct? There's no data, there's no truth, it's all just assumptions. But what I can do is try my best to look for something within this year, and then from there try to carve out something that I can potentially use or make sense of tonight. So when I scrolled through the weekly, I was just like, okay, there's nothing that I can do. When I scrolled to the monthly, there's nothing I can do. When I went to H4, there's nothing that I can just do simply from here. So I needed to be more structural, hence I was like, okay, I think we will work with daily and try our best from the daily candles. So this is the first step. Number one is, during times like this, I would go back to basic structural patterns that exist in a chart. So for example, what I would do is, first I'll begin with the basic trend line approach, just to warm up my mind before choosing to do anything. Secondly is, I will then first line it up, and I will just assume nothing has happened in the future yet. I just took my imagination as if I was starting from today. So as I drag it to the right, okay, you see how it's being crossed over by this? So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to keep dragging it all the way, because this part is a substantial resistance level that managed to do a double drop between 2 months period. So it's strong enough for me to use in the future. So now secondly is, once I understand this, I can technically understand that this was a resistance turn support. So by hook or by crook, I have realized our zone yesterday was logical as a very powerful buy zone, the 2440 buy limit, remember? So now I know this will be my daily support level. So I'll place this just to get the price. So meaning to say, I will not even think of a sell, of a true sell, meaning to say if I said it's going to drop all the way down to 2351, all that shit, it's only going to happen if the daily manages to break below the yellow line, or at least enter back the purple zone. So I have at least have my support. So meaning to say, I am now clear with the buying opportunities, whereby if I wanted to buy, I will start looking from 2437 all the way up until this daily candle opening area, the wick area. So I have around a 200 pips zone in total to look for a buy. But later when we filter, we will go lower, and then we'll take maybe 2 to 3 levels from within the zone. Now let's go back to the top. So here's the fun part of the top. Using daily as well, but not using SNR, I'm using now engulfing. Let's just take a red box. The first guy over here was an engulfing sell that has managed to cause gold to drop over thousands of pips. It came back again and did the same thing. It came back and it rejected the same way. So now within this area, I will focus on the upper level of the chart. Meaning to say, going back to the basic of, if it respects the high, it will not break the high. If it breaks the high, it will go higher. Understand? So then in my mind, I'm not too stressed. Anything about a sell, I will not think about it for as long as it cannot cross yet my zone. So this is how usually I warm up first before I go in the details. So do the same thing to your charts and repeat the process. Try to practice to speak to yourself, and then later in an hour or so, I will then go deeper within these two zones.